Johneri'O Scott. And look, we are back in the kitchen. And we are back with Chef Mark. How you doing?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm still taken from last time when we made the pastries. That flavor and just the method, and I really felt like I was a chef.
Did you?
Yes.
You ready to try it at home?
I'm ready. Listen, I'm ready to try it at home, and today I'm ready to try this again. I'm back in the kitchen, Chef Mark. So what are we cooking up today?
So we're going to do something special today just for you and your audience. I'm going to teach everyone how to make some jerk chicken egg rolls. And we're going to roll them up tightly in some egg roll wrappers with a sweet chili dipping sauce, and we're going to enjoy it.
And you know, we all love some egg rolls, but we all love, what's the meat inside of it?
Chicken.
That's 100.
Listen, so let's get started. And I want you also to know that you can get Chef Mark's book at home with Chef Mark from southerntemptation.com.
Yes, southerntemptation.com or lulu.com. Either one, you can get the book and it'll be shipped directly to you.
Let's go ahead and dive in there.
All right, so we're going to start with the first thing. So we got our chicken here that's already been sliced. So a trick for you guys at home and you too as well.
Because it is so thin.
So if you take your chicken breast, I'll say about 75% still frozen. It gives it that firmness that you need to slice it real thin with your knife. So whether you're the best person with a knife or not, this will give you a good way to do it because it'll hold its, because you know once chicken it just slides out. So you do it, slice it real thin, and just put it in a bowl, and once you do it, you're just good to go.
So is this chicken thigh that you...
So this is chicken breast. You can use chicken thighs if you want to. Obviously, the thigh meat is a little more juicier.
Okay.
But most chicken fillets or steak fillets is not the thigh meat. It's chicken breast.
Okay, chicken breast.
Yeah.
this is... And did you do the method? Did you tell me last time?
Did. I'm going to show you again on these peppers and onions.
All right.
So let's go and jump into the peppers and onions. All right. So, do you know how to cut an onion?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, so, you show me first. Show me how should I do it right.
So for those of you at home, this is your root clearly. So you want to keep this intact. So you want to position it there.
See, I already messed up.
And you
I
want to
cut it off first.
You cut it off first?
Yes.
Well, see, this keeps all the layers intact.
That's why it falls apart.
Yeah. So you're going to go as much as you can right down to the middle of it. And you're going to set this out.
Gotcha.
You're going to cut off the front.
Okay, keep the root.
Keep the root.
That holds it together.
Yes. And depending on it, peel your first layer off.
So what's your method to not cry when you're cutting an onion?
You know, if I had the right method, I could tell you.
Listen.
You could do it in cold water. Some people put it in the freezer. It's just different methods that I've been told. I still end up crying at some point. Not all the time. It just depends on the onion.
Okay. Really?
Not literally, but yes, I mean, like each onion has its own personality. Whether you need to be crying that day or not.
That part.
So you could. So this is just pull out the thin layer. Okay. If you don't want to do this, which ends up being a waste, to make it easier for you,
You just
pull off the first layer, and like I told you, see it's intact.
Wow.
So you just cut right at the base of the root. So because we're going to do julienne for this one, because chop is, so I teach different methods of that in the cookbook as well, different chopping. So if I wanted to cube it or dice, I'll go in, down, and then that'll give you the small dice. I'll show you guys that after I make the julienne. So you take it, curve your fingers like you was talking about before from the last video, and you...
And if you haven't watched the last episode, you guys, you will see the method that he uses to cut. You let your finger guide the thickness or how thin the onions or whatever you're cutting is.
So you put that there, we're going to do a little bit more. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to end up sauteing this anyway.
Sauteed too?
All right, so just I'm going to show you the quick dicing method.
Okay.
So you go in, and then you go down. You turn it back around and watch. Got all your pieces.
So all this time I have been cutting an onion wrong, and it's so simple.
Yeah, simple.
Simple.
So for the bell pepper, a little bit different.
Okay.
So when you cut it, I cut it down the side. Depending on what you're using it for, you can use the whole thing, but for this method, we're going to do a little bit of waste, but we can save it for something else later. So you got the ribs that are on the outside. This bitter part you don't want. So you cut it out.
Oh. And this is the proper way how to cut a bell pepper.
Yes, if you want it just for the julienne style. Now you can, like let's say if I'm making a soup or something that I'm sauteing, all of this is still good.
Right.
So I can chop this up and put it with the dice over here.
Okay.
So again, for bond experience, cut away from you. I just cut towards me.
He's a pro. He's a pro. So when I normally cook, so you said, so that part, that's like the vein part?
Yeah, so it's not, it doesn't, all your flavors in the color. So this, it's natural plant is what holds it together.
Right. And is this recipe in the book as well?
No, this particular recipe is not in the cookbook.
Okay.
There's something similar to this that I use with corn tortillas called taquitos, completely two different countries basically.
Right.
But it still gives you the rolling method that we're going to do.
Okay.
And then you're just going to julienne it again.
Juliana. I just give things names too.
And we're going to do, so we're going to do 2 of these.
Yeah, this is nice. This is neat. This is cooking with Chef Mark.
If you know better, you do better.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna take, now that we got our peppers and onions, because this is a really simple recipe, so you got your shaved or thin sliced chicken breast, your peppers and onions. We're gonna add jerk paste and salt to here. So I'll do salt first.
All right.
Couple turns.
Do you normally add anything to your jerk sauce or your jerk seasoning?
Actually, there is my recipe inside there for one of my jerk barbecue wings. I show you how to make your own jerk paste or jerk sauce, but for this one, there's several brands out here from Jamaica that are good quality. So if you don't want to do it from scratch, Grace's or Walkerson, I think those are the 2 main ones I use.
Okay.
Great quality, depending on your heat. You can get mild, medium, or real hot, whichever one you want. So grab this.
Right. We are cooking. Okay.
So I just put it inside there. This is a medium paste, so this is probably about 2 tablespoons, and I'm just gonna marinate it.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my hands, but I'm gonna immediately wash them after because all the Scotch bonnet and pepper is gonna get underneath your nails.
Right.
And if you've ever touched your face with a jalapeno, your eye, it's gonna. So you just want to get it evenly coated.
So do you baste the chicken before adding, or you just add the salt and that will?
That's what I'll do before, and then what I'll do is taste it once we put it in the saute pan and see if I need to do any more additional to it. Because what you don't want it to be, like you could put the barbecue sauce in it, but what you don't want it to be is so juicy so when you snap open or you don't get the crust. So I'm just going for the jerk flavor because we still got to add cheese to this as well.
Right. Okay, y'all.
So just get that all in there. The longer it marinates, the more intensified the flavor is. It's completely up to you. We're going to turn our pan on over here on the stove onto medium-high heat. We're going to get a heat on it because what we want it to do, remember it was frozen before, so it still has some moisture inside of it.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, we are cooking with Chef Mark today, you guys. Another episode, our last episode was amazing, you guys. And I'm sure you're tuning in now because you saw the last episode. And again, we are shouting out this book, which gives you step-by-step on how to become a chef from your own house.
Yeah, I made it simple for you guys, and if you didn't, you got some notes to go back to.
Right.
All right, so we're gonna put this in the freezer to cool down a little quicker, and then we're gonna start rolling.
All right, now that our jerk chicken filling is cooled down, we're gonna put it in the bowl because we gotta mix it with our cheese. Okay. It's okay if it's a little warm because that'll help with the melting, but you don't want it to be too hot where you can't handle it.
Okay, gotcha. And the reason that we are doing it this way because it has to be chilled for the wraps.
Yes, because if not, this will get too soft and the moisture, then it's just a whole falling apart situation. Then you add your cheese, whichever cheese you want to. This one I decided to do, the traditional Mexican blend.
Okay. That's my go-to all the time.
But you can do cheddar, you can do Gouda, you can do whatever's your fancy.
Right.
And you just want to get it all evenly mixed in there.
Looking like a chicken Mexican salad.
It's all right. So what we're gonna do is gonna do egg wash or water, whichever one you want to do. It doesn't make a difference.
And
Go
we
ahead.
learned that from last time.
You can use a brush, but that's just one more thing to wash.
Right.
So you're gonna take some. You're filling just right in the center. You want to leave some space on the sides to roll it. So you want to get it as tight as possible. You're gonna take your bite back in and pull it towards you.
So it's a pull tuck.
Yeah. And you're gonna take it to the side. Put your finger down, because what is you don't want this part to spill out when you're frying it. So you create a little pocket and come in down here on the same side. Come in, tuck, and roll.
Perfect.
You wanna try it?
Yeah, let me try.
Go for it.
I'm getting nervous with this.
Oh, and while we got that going, I got my oil in the background warming up so you can get the hot so we can drop them in the fryer.
Alright.
All right.
A little bit. This should be enough right here, right?
Yeah. See, you put it on there. Yeah. And push it in tight so it's compact.
Alright.
And there you go.
Okay. Get this part. Tuck.
Now you gotta be gentle with it because you don't want to break the
Right.
seal.
And then,
Roll it to you a little bit.
oh, okay, like that. Alright.
Yeah.
And then put my finger.
Put your thumb down and pull it over. Yeah.
And,
Don't have to be
Oh,
super
I-
tight.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You see?
yeah,
So we
yeah.
gotta start over.
Oh, okay. So I put it too tight.
Yeah.
Okay. And that wouldn't have anything to do with the base, right? It's just that I put it tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and this needs to be, you don't want it dry or too wet because then it'll start to fall apart.
Yeah, I have to look at y'all. This is, but it's the easy concept. Just have to not too aggressive.
All your edges. Take it in, pull it toward you.
Got you.
Roll it a little
And
bit.
then, ta-da.
Okay, you ready to try it again? Come on.
Okay, okay. So just get that in. That one already ripped. I didn't do that one, right?
No, that was already
Okay.
ripped. So when you have a situation like this, use your rip side towards you because you want your clean edge on this. So this can be messed up because it's going to be tough. Yeah. Because not every egg roll is going to be perfect, but you want those things help make it go a whole lot easier.
You come to my house, it ain't gonna be perfect. Okay.
All right, so add a little bit in there.
Should I add more?
Let's start with that one.
Yeah.
Center it. There we go. Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Step one.
Okay. Yep. Step one. Do it that way. And pull it over the edge. Just let it drape.
Drape. Cool.
And then I'm gonna show you, and then I want you to do it. So now that you got it draped, you can pull a little bit forward, and then what you want to do is just,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying, that help pull it together and condense it.
I was okay. So you
That one you got it pulled in.
Okay.
So roll it a little bit. There you go. Okay. Now take your thumb from one side, fold it over. Yeah. Lay it down.
aggressive because I did that last time.
All right. Now do the other side. Thumb down. Yeah. And then you want to roll.
Do I tuck while I roll?
A little bit, just a little bit, because you want your seams to be in the inside.
All right.
There you go.
Hey. Now I'm gonna give it back to him. I feel I was taking the quiz. So when it comes to this technique, this is for egg rolls. What else can you use like this dough mix or this what do you call this pastry?
It's called wonton. It's
Wonton.
from the Asian culture, and it's just a simple dough that they roll out real thin. You can do vegetable spring rolls. You can take it and cut in little circles and put it in cups. You can fry it to make chips. Like you ever And then like you ever go to the Chinese restaurant and you get the little strips in the little bag?
Yeah.
That's this cut
Oh,
into
really?
strips and just fried. That's all it is. It's a great way to make a filler, basically.
So what else can we expect right now from Chef Mark? We have the book. What else can we expect?
So I'm also speaking of the book, my publishing company reached out to me to do a webinar because I worked really close with one of the communications manager when I did. Because I took a class online, how to do publishing, what do I need to learn? Because again, like I said in the last video, a lot of this is self-taught. I didn't know any of this, so let me take a class online in between cooking so I can figure out what it is, because I didn't want to do it blindly, and because I was financing it all myself, I had to cut corners as much as I can, but also have good quality at the same time. So they reached out to me to teach a webinar on everything that I've learned, or some of the stuff. I'm not going to give everybody everything, but the steps from the ISBN, and an ISBN is actually the barcode that's on every book's on the package of this is you have to buy one of these for your book. It's something I learned, and because I have hardcovers and paperback, I had to buy two separate ones. Same copyright, because you have to buy your copyright as well, get that registered. So it's a lot of legal avenues that you have to cover. And fortunately, I have my lawyer that I've been working with for years now. She's done my contracts for when I was doing personal chef, and I would travel. She would do my contracts to make sure it's in my best interest. And that's how I learned that. So from there, outside of that webinar that I'm going to do next week, teaching people what I've learned, I'm also currently, like I said, have my catering business that I'm doing on a regular basis and consulting. But as far as where everyone outside in the outside world can access me, I'm doing pop-ups in different cities with demos, teaching people how to do the recipes, Q&A, ask me questions and stuff like that. And I'm gonna do some here in Atlanta as well. Therefore, I can, tap into our regular market that's here on a regular basis.
Chef Mark's restaurant. This is nice.
All right. So you can cut them open now. They're gonna be really hot, so you have to be very careful. But you cut it on the side.
Look at that, you guys.
So we're not gonna taste it on camera because we're gonna be having what they call the catfish mouth, where you.
You guys, we have our egg rolls. This is the chicken,
jerk chicken egg rolls.
Jerk chicken egg rolls, you guys. And the recipe is not in the book, but there are numerous recipes in this book that to die for, to taste for,
to live for.
To live for.